Clear Shots is brought to you by Pinecast. Use the code R-63F8FB to get 40% off your first 4 months.
Don't give them clear shots! Don't give them clear shots! Don't give them clear shots! Don't give them clear shots!
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Norm Macdonald. But
Norm Mc.
yeah, the way he tells his stories is just fucking fantastic, in my opinion.
Can I open a beer with another beer? Can that happen?
More like Norm
Oh,
Macdonald.
Can you give me a beer opener, sir?
Oh no, it's over there.
Oh, yeah.
It's all the way over there.
Here, I'll hold your beer while you get the beer opener. How about that?
I like how we've opened multiple beers, but we still put it over there.
It's alright. No sacrifice, no victory.
Harder. You gotta make it harder on yourself sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta like park a little farther away from McDonald's.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Just
basically.
to walk.
Would you shit yourself again?
Oh, you checked? He's good.
Sometimes it feels like you shit yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a warm fart.
It was a little warm.
Could just be a wet fart, sweaty fart.
Right.
You don't know.
Yeah, his
You don't
delivery
know me.
His delivery is just. I like that he doesn't have a voice inflection when he tells the punchline. The punchline is like just as boring as the story.
It's pretty monotone.
Yeah. Yeah, but
You must be one of them gays.
I love that joke. It's so good. Then he has the moth joke. You've heard the moth joke before, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So a moth walks into a podiatrist's office. And the doctor goes, "Moth, what are you doing here?" And he goes, "I got to talk to somebody, Doc. I got a lot going on." And he goes, I'm just stressed out and anxious, and I got all this stuff in my head, Doc. He goes, "I don't know where to begin. And Doc, all I do is work. I don't ever get to relax. I don't get to spend time with my family anymore. It's just work and stress and all this, and it's eating me up inside. And all I do is work, and I work for this man named Gregory Olinovich. And I don't like this man. This man doesn't like me. And the only thing he likes about me is that he knows he has power over me, because if I don't work well and I don't work hard, I can't feed my family." And so I have my son, Alexandria. Doc, she died in the winter. The cold took her down, as it did many of us. And my other boy, Gregorio Olinovich, I no longer love him. Doc, I go to bed at night, I wake up, I have nightmares, and I look over in my bed and I look at this lady. A lady I once loved, Doc. And I look in the mirror and I just see cowardice and fear and anger and confusion, and I wish I could just muster the strength to grab my locked and loaded revolver out of my bedside table and end this hellish facade once and for all. He goes, "Doc, sometimes I feel like a spider, even though I'm a moth, barely clinging to this web of deceit and lies, and my life is just a joke, and I'm ready for everything to end, Doc. I'm not doing good." And the doctor goes, "Damn, Moth, you're troubled." He goes, "But this is a podiatrist office. You should have gone to the psychiatrist's office. Why on earth did you come here?" The Moth goes, "'Cause the light was on."
Oh my fucking god.
The way Norm tells it is so good.
His fucking setups are just so like,
the way he tells it is so good, because he makes that even longer. He goes on for like 5 minutes describing all this shit, all this build up, just for a moth joke. Like, it's literally a moth joke. It's such a...
Oh, fucking A, man. Fuck me. That's funny. Yeah, dude, I've honestly been really tuned into stand-up comedy in the last few years. Definitely, we should all go up to Syracuse next time, whoever's playing. And
I think a lot of people have.
We go all the time.
Like, I think it's like stand-up's like not necessarily a niche thing anymore. It's starting to be like more mainstream, mostly just because of Netflix.
Women still aren't that funny, though.
That's actually true, though. Like, it's kind of funny because
A few of them are good.
There's a couple that are good, but it's weird that like the ones that some of them that are on Netflix are just really bad.
I like Eliza Schlesinger. I think she's hilarious.
yeah, she was pretty funny.
I haven't like watched hers, but I watched like the preview for it. She was talking about like the wage gap and shit and how it's real.
Oh.
Basically, she made a joke about how it's actually a thing.
The newer one.
And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can watch this.
Yeah, that's the thing is, you get a lot of female comedians are like very political.
Yeah.
It's like you don't need to rant. You can rant and be funny, like Bill Hicks or
Or Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, but it's like it's just some weird. I don't know what it is, and it's like I like Ellen DeGeneres. I think she's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Sarah Silverman is pretty good. I used to like Amy Schumer.
Sarah Silverman gets too political too, though.
Yeah,
I missed the Sarah Silverman show. That was actually kind
with
of
Brian
funny.
Posehn.
Yeah,
It's
he's
kinda funny.
great.
I've only
like
watched a
Brian
few
Posehn.
episodes, but she like drank NyQuil and woke up on a playground, and I thought it was pretty funny.
We've all been there.
It's one of them things. You got to go through it. You got to go through it once.
Hell yeah,
Mind
brother!
if I grab another summer
Yeah,
Dale?
Summer Slayer. Yeah, buddy. Hell
Yeah, I feel like they're giving so many deals to people now on Netflix.
For stand up.
Yeah,
They got to spend that money somehow, dude.
I guess.
Norm Macdonald has a special on Netflix, his newest one. It's not bad.
They
I
really have
like
a-
him in interviews mostly. I like how he makes everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No matter what show he's on. Like, the only show where people know how to handle him is Conan.
I mean, he's pretty good with everybody, though. I mean, honestly, if I had to choose one of them that I was going to watch, it probably would be his.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Colbert's okay, but it's not the Colbert Report.
I don't like the late night shows because they all have TDS. They all have Trump derangement syndrome. And that's what legitimately every fucking monologue is
They're
about.
all this. I mean, they're all like the same structure. That's
it
the
just
problem.
gets annoying, dude. It's like, yeah, we get it. You don't like him. You know, he's been our president for 2 years now. Fucking stop.
I know. It's one of those things. Like, people just
Like-
don't stop talking about it because even though really there's not like a whole lot that's been in the news about him anyway. At least recently.
The hype's died down, which is good. But I miss Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Noah.
Yeah.
Noah Trevor or whatever. Trevor
Noah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
He's
Corey
funny.
Trevor,
Corey Trevor.
Corey,
Trevor.
Trevor Leahy.
Noah Trevor smokes now.
Corey Leahy.
Some roast beef, some chicken, a pizza.
He's good, but I really like Jon Stewart. He was funny as fuck. He's real funny.
I think he was on something I recently saw. He made like an appearance. I don't know where the fuck it was, but I was like, oh shit, that's Jon Stewart. He's fucking old as shit now. I mean, he was already old, but he had mostly gray hair when he left, and now it's like all gray hair. I don't know. I feel like that's a job that like he just wanted to leave. You know, like he'd been doing it for so long.
He was doing it for forever, dude.
Yeah,
Monday through Friday, every
it's
night.
weird too, though. That with Donald Trump, like you would think that would be the prime time for him to do it. Like he would go off on that shit.
He'd be clever about it, though. That's the thing, is that they're not clever with it anymore. It's like he's orange.
Yeah.
Look at his hair. Look at the way he talks, or listen to the way he talks. It's like they never talk about the stuff he's doing because they don't want to realize that he's getting results done. They don't want to realize that unemployment is low and all that. The stock market's all good.
Yeah.
But no, it's just annoying. It's very annoying. I like the Colbert Report. I like the Daily Show.
I think my big question about the whole Trump thing is is this like a short term thing, or is this like is it going to actually work in a
forever
long term?
thing?
Yeah, that's the biggest question. I think. Is
he going to ban gay marriage like everybody told me he would? Is he going to kill all the Muslims in the street like everybody told me he would? Are they going to put all the Jews in tents like he promised? What is going on?
I think a lot of people just voted for him because he was extreme. Like, he was fucking, like, and he was an outsider. I think a lot of people like that.
He had a lot of hype
really
to
what
him.
It was. Yeah, yeah. And I think, I don't even know, like, a lot of people probably didn't even know his policies.
He was like he was the only candidate that wasn't blaming middle class white people for everybody else's problems.
Yeah.
Everybody else was blaming white people or fucking the middle class or the upper. It's like, no, you just gotta work hard, man. You can't just, unless you're missing fingers or something.
Everybody's got we got white privilege, so it doesn't matter. We don't have to do anything.
I heard someone say it very well. It's like, if the president directly affects your life, you're probably not doing too well.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Bill Burr that said that, actually.
Yeah. Marilyn Manson said something like that, too, where it's like, forgot what it was.
Yeah, I feel you.
Forgot what it was.
Something along them lines.
Something along that line there, son.
It was something like, it was back when Clinton was in office. He was talking about how the day Columbine happened, Clinton killed more people than he ever had before, dropping bombs overseas. And it's like
F-bombs.
But they still say all these politicians and stuff are good role models, even though every day they're just fucking killing people.
Mm-hmm. That was a good Duncan Trussell brought that up on Joe Rogan's podcast. Is like, does that make that president a murderer because he gave the order?
Really.
Yeah, technically he didn't do it, but he was in control.
Did Charles Manson ever kill anybody?
No, but it was probably first degree.
Lock him up.
Lock him up.
Lock him up.
He's too dangerous to be kept alive.
I mean, I don't know. I think as a president, it's a different thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're a mob boss or something and you're telling people to go kill people, then you're probably responsible.
But if you got the certificate and the go-ahead and the general thumbs up, you're okay?
I don't know.
It's for the greater good.
I always thought
it's a gray area. You know what? Here's the thing: is don't kill people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's the first thing you could do.
Yep.
that would solve the problem, I think. And we wouldn't have to have this debate.
No, true.
Let's just put a wall. Let's just put a wall around the ocean.
Right. Yeah.
Cement the ocean.
Yeah.
No more ocean.
Then we don't have to worry about water. Fucking goddamn water. Fuck that shit.
Oh goodness.
I don't know.
Gets things too wet.
I just want the president to do well. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, I agree, man.
And people just want him to fail, and it's if he fails, that's bad.
So do we.
Right?
We fail too.
Yeah, it's not a good thing for him to do bad. And I love the people. My parents did it the other day, and it was so confusing. He was doing a rally in Utica, and they were bitching about it. And they turned it on just to fucking bitch about it. And I'm like, why are you getting mad? Why are you doing this on purpose?
Yeah, you chose to watch this.
You're watching him just so you can get mad. Then just fucking well, he's the president. We gotta see. You don't like him anyway. Just fucking shut it off. Yeah. The president should not be causing your alcoholism.
I think part of the problem is people pay too much attention to it. Yeah. That's all it is.
I don't remember anybody ever talking about Obama like this or Bush like this. I think social media. That's the thing. He's got to fucking stop tweeting.
That's all. Yeah, I think that's
that's what's pissing a lot of people off.
I just don't get it. People sit there and watch CNN or something, and then they bitch about Trump constantly. But it's don't watch CNN. Just don't watch any of those fucking things. You don't need to know a lot of the shit that they're saying to you anyway. All it is just smear. It's just talking shit about fucking the other political party.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was living in Colorado when the whole Trump got elected thing, and I was generally worried for for a little bit, just because I was feeding into the media of like, I want the smartest person to be running our country and stuff like that, someone who could do the best job. And I was bitching and complaining, and one of my roommates said, "Yo, did you go out and vote today?" I was like, "No," and he's like, "Then what the fuck are you complaining about?" And that shut me up real quick. I was just like, "Yeah, you're right. Like, you're right." If it's out of my willpower, I can't complain. Or if it's just like, if I'm not willing to do something about it, I shouldn't complain. Yeah,
it's the fact that people would complain, and then instead of going against what they or supporting what they think, or going against what they don't want, I can't really say anything, because
a big coping mechanism for people is to have an enemy or target of their anger.
Yeah, it comes back to tribalism.
Oh yeah, it like literally have to have an output for something to blame something on, or something like that.
You gotta have toxic. A rival.
Yeah. I don't vote, but that's because I can't keep up with like who the fuck's running, what are their policies. I have too much shit going on. I work full time. We do the podcast.
There's a website.
Drink a lot,
I fucking drink. I jerk off. I recycle. I can't fucking keep up with politicians and stuff. If I was gonna vote, I would just vote for the guy that's gonna win.
I choose not to.
There's a website that you can use where it gives you like a survey of questions, and you can elaborate like as much as or as little as you want. Like there's optional questions and things like that. But at the end of it, it'll give you who your ideas most align with, the candidate that
I've done one of those, like the political compass thing.
Yeah, and it's not just for presidential elections; it's for everything, really, whatever's going on at the time. I think it's pretty cool. There's also the 8values.com or whatever, and that is like 70 questions, and it gives you like your alignment.
I'll vote on cannabis when it comes to New York. I'll get out and vote for that. But I would have to say anything really else right now doesn't capture my interest.
Last ones.
I don't know, dude. I would have to say Texas.
It's so fucked.
Texas and some of the Midwest states are fucked, dude. Like everyone thinks Oswego's bad, but when you travel around, there's Florida, a lot worse places to go to.
There's a guy I work with from Tampa that was telling me about how he got caught with like less than an eighth. And he had to do fucking 80 hours of community service and pay like a $2,500 fine.
Yep.
In Florida, where they give out Oxy like Tic Tacs, dude.
Yeah. Yep. When was the last time you heard about someone getting stabbed here or shot and killed?
Other than the state fair, nothing.
That's what I mean. Like not in this town.
Well, you know why that happened at the state fair, right?
Because a bougie was playing.
No, because you know what kind of people go to the fucking state fair, dude?
Grinding people.
People that want to walk and do nothing all day. That's all it is walking. And then they get wine slushies, though.
Oh my god. Take up black raspberry swirl hazelnut wines.
We gotta go to the dairy. We gotta check out the dairy building.
Literally, I come
we
back
get our
from
50-cent chocolate milk.
I come back from Sterling Stage after a somewhat peaceful weekend and tranquility, and I turn on my social media from not having service for a weekend, and it's people throwing trash cans at each other. Someone got stabbed, like people fighting at a show, and it's like, well, I'm glad I didn't go to that shit. Like, fuck. God damn.
Yeah, it's. But like, I feel like around here, at least in this city,
it's all Trump's
It doesn't
fault.
happen. There's not like. Oh shit! That scared the fuck out of me. There's no like. I don't know. There's no like violent crimes like crazy here. I think most of the problem here is drugs,
increasing.
Like meth and shit.
It's honestly been increasing, and it's kind of behind closed doors. But that guy that got busted with like 10 pounds of fucking fentanyl, heroin, and all that other shit, you wouldn't suspect that happened around. And he's actually living in a nice apartment complex, and honestly, that's the people they need to bust, and why I'm thankful I have police. I respected police a lot more when I was living in Colorado because they saw a long-haired hippie like me, and they're like, I'm not going to waste my time. My priorities are elsewhere because people are getting shot and killed in cartel country. And up here, I'm a source of revenue, and they'll find any reason they can to write me a ticket.
Yeah,
just to do it.
Right. I mean, their fucking job's boring as shit. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
there's not any black people for them to shoot either.
Right.
Not in Oswego.
Yeah, there are significantly less, I guess you could say.
We are kind of biased in our cultural upbringing.
There is plenty of white people for them to shoot, and they shoot way more white people. So, by the numbers. But I'm thankful for that. Numbers, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I'm just glad we don't have gangs, dude. Gang violence is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
I was reading a ton about it, about like how bad Chicago is, and like Chicago is legitimately like a war zone in certain areas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where they have like the National Guard deployed and like blockades and shit. Like, fuck that, dude.
That ain't good.
Imagine fucking just 11 o'clock at night, you're just hearing a fucking shootout between like 6 people.
You get down, you're like, oh, I hope nothing comes in my house or my windows or anything like that. That's all you can do. There's nothing really else you can do.
I was reading this awful story about, it was like a 5 or 6 year old girl that was sleeping in bed. And there was a drive-by shooting and a stray bullet came through the window and killed her.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? What do you do against that? You can't do anything. Gang violence, man. We don't get anything. We have the fake gangs in Oswego. The adorable gangs.
We gotta make our houses, our walls out of fucking like.
We gotta build a wall.
Titanium.
We gotta build a wall around the gangs. Let it sort itself out.
Yeah.
Like if you can't control, isolate.
Like Prototype.
Yeah. There's gonna be so many fucking walls in this country.
Jesus.
There's gonna be one around the whole country, and then ones around like certain neighborhoods and shit. And then the water, we have to block off the water too.
There's been a few times in my life I feel so small because I went into towns I'm not from and whatever, in rough parts, and it's like, these if I let them, these motherfuckers will eat me for breakfast. Like,
yeah.
They'll take anything I have with a smile on their face. Like,
yeah.
And it's rough, dude. And thankfully we don't have to deal with that. But if you go to like Funkin' Waffles in Syracuse and just chill outside, smoke a cigarette, all the crackheads that walk by ask you for money. And all that stuff. Some of them are rougher than others, and it's like, holy shit! Like, just that's mild shit to deal with in the city. But when you actually go to the big cities with gang violence and all that stuff, it's like,
yeah, well, especially as an outsider, you don't know what spots are the don't go here spots.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Rochester.
Rochester is like all the don't go here spot. Fuck Rochester.
I'd have to say roughest town I've ever been in would be Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought Albuquerque was cool because of that Weird Al song.
I mean, it is, dude. Like, it's just what, I was walking down the block waiting for my dad to get picked up, and this group of 14-year-old kids run up to me and they're like, hey, and I took off my backpack. I had a bag in my hand with like jars in it. And I was getting ready to use it as like a flail, and they're like, "Oh, we thought you were someone else. Sorry." But I'm like, I'm just so naturally high strung because people like, there's certain parts of town where cops go and they don't get out of their cars because they don't want to. Right. And like it's in
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Didn't your dad live there?
Yeah, for a little bit on a good side of town, but there's some really rough patches, man. And like, we're so
lucky.
We are so lucky, and
we're actually pretty far away from a lot of that shit though too.
So extreme.
I mean, I guess Syracuse is probably the only place that's really bad.
It's not even that bad, but it is still like bad.
Right. It's just a big city. There's more people. Obviously, it's just that's what's gonna happen.
Higher probability for human interaction, so there's more likely things to go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The amount of times where I've like walked home and went from like Wes's house on 3rd Ave and like just took Bridge Street all the way basically from one end of the town to the other and not seen a single person.
Yeah.
It's that's creepy.
Yeah.
That happens like
sometimes you don't see a car go by.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
I hate that. I actually hate that.
Sunday night, last Harborfest, I got wicked inebriated and I was riding my bike home and again didn't see a single car, didn't see a single person, and I thought the whole world died. Like I was at that level to where I woke my dad up just to say I love you because I didn't think anyone else was around. And it was weird. Really weird.
Yeah, man. There was one night I was walking home from Wes's and I left at like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I took the fucking tunnel by the playground library there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst idea
Yeah,
ever.
you don't want to do that.
At night, and the lights weren't working, so it was just pitch black.
All you can see is the end.
All I could see is the end of the tunnel, and all I hear is just water dripping. So I had my flashlight out. Obviously, there was nobody in there waiting for me, even though I thought there was going to be. But the creepy thing was, on the way to the tunnel, I was seeing cars, seeing people, tractor trailers coming down 104 and shit. I get to the other side of the tunnel, nothing. The entire way home, nothing. And I felt the same exact way.
Yo.
I thought I was in the fucking Twilight Zone, dude.
You should go back
Matrix.
through the tunnel. You go back through it and then around it. Just to make sure you're not in the Twilight Zone.
Oh, man. There's some certain times walking over the Oswego River, like one of the bridges, to where I feel like a glitch happens in the fucking matrix that we live in, that I'm just been like, for a second, I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? May have been baked or whatever. But
may have been.
May have been. Who knows? But, yeah, I don't know. There's been certain times where you either go in the tunnel or cross the bridge where you feel spooky or spooked out from it.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's like, whoa. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with too much problems, man. And literally, when you go to other places, you get a lot more humbled and grateful for what you do have.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's even... The thing is, too, is even Fulton seems sketchy.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Fulton just seems worse.
I think it's another thing where it's not necessarily violent shit, but it's just drug shit and weird people.
And Kylie
fucking...
Murray.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole thing, man, nature versus nurture and different upbringings. We're blessed based on our upbringing and stuff like that.
Hashtag blessed.
If people are born in rough environments, whatever, they're gonna do whatever the fuck they have to get out to make ends meet, to fill their bellies, not feel shitty or whatever. To where more people are more likely to be inclined to crime or addiction or whatever escape they have, and that's a trip. Again, I brought it up off air, but controversial argument or debate with someone that of addiction being a disease or a choice, and it really just depends on the individual, because more people have more willpower than others, and to where some people can do some shit for a while and then never touch it again, and other people depend on it because of a certain level they're at in life or want to suppress feelings. And it all starts with the choice in comparison to like other diseases such as like cancer or sexually transmitted diseases or stuff like that, to where there's a lot of mixed feelings on it, especially like my family, few of my family members passing away from cancer. They have to pay all this ridiculous amount for treatment, but heroin addicts get all this stuff for free, and it's apples and oranges extremely, because cancer is more of a gradual thing, as in
it's also not your choice.
Someone could die from withdrawal and all that. Yeah, exactly.
Like you didn't choose to get cancer, you chose to do heroin.
Exactly, and that's the thing, to where some people have mental illnesses or disease to where they can't stop it. And honestly, going through withdrawal and being able to die through that, or dope sick, whatever you call it, I can understand that certain aspect, but it's kind of like, yo, you made your choice, like.
Yeah, like the second you decided to do heroin or meth or whatever, you fucking obviously you're stupid.
You don't care about your life. You don't value your life that much. Yeah.
You have to know the risk. I mean, it's not like you fucking. I feel like if you're old enough to decide to do it, you know the risk already.
Yeah,
like it's not like people are like, oh, what's this? Like I've never even heard of heroin.
It's like smoking.
Yeah, but the thing is with smoking, it's like,
well, you don't ever see a 50-year-old person going like, I want to pick up smoking,
right?
But you do see a 50-year-old person going through some shit that might pick up heroin. And my brother was addicted to heroin, but his thing was that he hurt his back really bad, and they put him on opiates, they put him on tramadol and oxy and stuff.
Yeah,
and then they stopped prescribing it to him, but his back pain was still awful, and the rebound pain was awful. So then he turned to heroin, but he's clean now.
That's the thing.
But that's the thing is it's.
Sorry.
Well, there's a
lot. I was just gonna say it goes back to a choice. Like I was a pillhead for a while. I was doing whatever I could find, and like
it can start with a choice, but your body becomes physically dependent to where you can die if you don't have this substance in your system.
Yeah, but I don't think the dependence is like a disease. I think addiction is I think it's its own thing.
Absolutely.
It's like, because there's people that, the caffeine addiction.
Well, yeah, you can be addicted to anything.
You could be addicted to anything.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I think there's people that are predisposed to be addicted to stuff. Like people, like you said, mental illness or like something not getting fulfilled by something in their life. But, no, the Narcan thing is like a weird, it's sort of like free healthcare in a way. Because, like, there's a girl I used to work with that's from Boston or something, Connecticut. I don't know where the fuck she's from. But they have free healthcare. Mm-hmm. And she was talking about how she had all these procedures done. She had, like, gastric bypass and her gallbladder removed and her appendix taken out. Liposuction and all that. But then she gains the weight back. And I think that's bullshit. Like, if you're gonna get all these free procedures to lose weight, fucking keep the weight off. You're wasting people's fucking tax dollars and stuff. And then the thing is if you get Narcan...
Isn't it supposed to be way harder to gain the weight back, though?
Yeah, and she's still fucking ginormous, dude. She's fucked. It's bad. But,
lay off the whoppers.
If you get Narcan, what do they do? Do they keep you in... Do they send you to rehab afterwards, or do they just Narcan you and just dip out like in GTA? Like when they revive people. Like, I don't know the specifics, but I think if you get Narcan, they should put you on a list, and you should only be able to get Narcan like once or twice before they're like, Narcant.
GNAR.
Or they just put you down. They just put you down, dude. At that point, you're a waste.
And that's the thing too, is like with cancer and other diseases, and the problem is how expensive it is, and it shouldn't be that expensive. Mm-hmm. And I think universal healthcare is a good thing. But it'd be really difficult to implement it in America with the amount of people we have.
The problem is when you see universal healthcare, like, you see that the quality of healthcare is lower.
Yeah, that too. That's the other problem. But yeah, I think it's weird that, just don't do heroin. You know what they did in Amsterdam?
Yeah, I guess that's the PSA that we're trying
was
to
it yes. Was in Amsterdam that has heroin bars? And they let people just fucking do heroin as much as they want until they die.
It's certain zones that are safe zones, but you can't leave that place high, or they just supply clean needles, because people who are specifically addicted to heroin will do whatever it takes to where they'll share needles, and they want to control or contain AIDS or hepatitis being spread and all that.
Yeah, why don't we just build a wall?
Lock them up.
Lock them up. Heroin-free jail.
Well, what was the other place? Is it Portugal?
Just put them all in a fucking one
Portugal
spot.
has decriminalized all drugs.
And now they've noticed that their drug use has gone down.
Extremely, yeah.
It's like very, very down.
In Colorado and legal states that have legalized cannabis and all that, addiction rates for opioids or heroin has gone down dramatically, like 30-40%.
So why the fuck don't pharmaceutical companies just hop onto the fucking marijuana train, man? It's working.
A lot less money. They can't regulate
it. Is it really
as
a
much.
lot less? Is it really?
There's guards in Afghanistan. There's soldiers guarding poppy fields for manufacturing for pills and stuff like that. Christ. Within marijuana, they can't contain as much as I could grow it or whatever. And
right, that's what I mean.
It's like, not as regulated.
Yeah, no, it's easier it's way easy to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it is. Mm-hmm. It's in comparison to making meth or something. I guess meth is evidently not hard to make.
Yeah. It just comes down to quality and extraction.
It's not hard to
also
smoke
procedures.
Yeah.
It's not as
If you
safe.
fuck up, you fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, if you fuck up a weed plant and you plant another one.
Exactly.
I need to find the recipe for LSD. I'd like to do that.
It's rough, dude.
You want to fucking get in on that?
You have to no. I've looked it up in the past. You have to be an extreme chemist. Funny thing, Salem witch trials that we learned about or whatever.
We know Brian.
Yeah, Brian does stuff. He has a house.
You have to take like a surgic acid and strip it and modify it and other things like that. But
he knows his chemistry. You can get him into it. He watches Breaking Bad.
Salem witch trials, people that were demented or being called witches and stuff, were people who got ergot poisoning, which is a fungus that grows on wheat. And when you get poisoning of it, it's a disease or a sickness that makes you trip harder and harder and harder until you die. To where these people who were demented or possessed by demons were just tripping balls.
Holy shit.
And
like a permanent trip.
Yep. And ergot is
horrible.
Is a fungus that is used to make like LSD and a few other things. And if you fuck up making LSD, it's insane. And the whole thing of LSD, when you make it, you make billions and billions of hits at once. 1 gram of crystal LSD is 1 million hits of acid. And it's extremely,
it's measured
diluted.
in micrograms, isn't it?
It's extremely diluted. Like, it's originally formed into a crystal, broken down to liquid, and then laid on bladder. But you have to break down the liquid extremely, because if you get really strong liquid, 1 drop is like taking 100 hits or 1,000 or whatever, however much it's diluted down. And it's scary how such a little thing, 1 drop on your skin, could fuck you up for a week or more.
That's terrifying. Because like
acid's awesome though, dude. I want to do acid again. I want to do acid Christmas. Doing acid in the winter. doing acid in the winter is great.
Planet Hoth.
Snow is fucking awesome.
Remember that meme Vinny sent? It was like, anyone want anything from Stewart's, and it's Han Solo on back of that fucking thing in Planet Hoth. Oh, dude. It is fun, dude, but the whole thing, once you get the message, hang up the phone. And the guy who invented acid, Hoffman, what's his name?
Once you get the message, like Grandmaster Flash?
Hoffman. I thought he did the hot dogs.
No. What's his first name? Fuck. Alan Hoffman or some. The guy who stumbled across LSD on accident. Hoffman? Yeah, the guy who discovered it, he got like 100 doses apparently poured on him on accident when he discovered it, and he rode his bicycle home. And the way he described it, every raindrop that hit the ground painted the world in color. Like, everything was gray until a raindrop hit it. And type of thing. And, like, that seemed really intense.
He must have been really tuned in on that.
Wait, so what's the message? What do you mean when you get the message, hang up the phone?
Message as in, if you abuse it, you can go mentally crazy.
Oh, yeah.
The whole spun out hippie, like, it's okay, man. Can I borrow everything? Whatever. Like, literally, if you abuse something, anything, you can really fuck yourself up. But it's fun once every 3 months.
That's what I fucked up on. I did it twice in a week.
Word.
And it was the worst.
I abused it before, to where I just, whenever I had a day off or just was bored, I would do it, and it kind of
I think it comes down to recognizing when you're starting to abuse it.
Yeah.
I think most people can't get that.
Just access to it. Usually most people don't have extreme access to it. It's an extremely rare thing. Yeah. But when you have like a whole bunch and you're just chilling, it's like, oh.
That was my problem. Was I didn't have weed. I didn't have any Xanax. Well, I was still doing Xanax. I didn't have any booze. I was like, I got 3 hits of acid sitting there. I just took some 5 days ago. Well, maybe if I take all 3 at once, it wasn't worth it. It just made me fucking super paranoid, and I was up for like a day and a half straight. Yeah. It was fucking bad. I haven't touched it since. I'm trying to fucking completely wipe. It's going to be almost a year since the last time I did it.
I had a bad experience last time I did it. I did some sass, which is some form of ecstasy, and my buddy put a drop on my hand. It was a big drop of liquid. And
I haven't done sass in a while.
This kid was fucking with me, and I wasn't fully comfortable. I wanted to leave, but I was too fucked up to even ride my bike home. Like, I thought I wouldn't make it home because I was lost. Like, or just I couldn't see too well because the visuals were so intense. But this kid kept fucking with me, and I ended up taking my clothes off, and I was just chilling in my underwear in the corner. And I won't say any names, but some chicks that we both know who are kind of cute walk in with their boyfriends, and I didn't think they were real. And this one girl has a dress on, and I like grabbed her dress and all this shit like that because it just looked cool and just like funky. Oh. And her boyfriend came over to me and was just like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Oh fuck, you guys are real shit."
You guys are real.
I'm like, this is embarrassing.
You guys are real.
I'm just chilling in my underwear, and everyone's just treating me normal. No one, and the whole thing is just like, if your friend's fucked up, don't convince them to do more fucked up shit.
Right, yeah.
If you're a real friend, you'll tell them like, hey,
oh my God,
put the brakes on. Come on.
Put your clothes on.
But they're like, you're fine, do whatever you want. I'm like, no, I'm not okay, dude. I'm not okay. But it was the whole thing of...
When was this?
This was Sunday of last Harbor Fest.
It was the other day.
It's like 2 months ago.
And I haven't done it since because both things I ingested were really strong and hit me really hard. Yeah. And I wasn't in the right setting to be comfortable with it. To where I overheated and I was getting really sweaty to where I was cool with taking my clothes off. and I contain my control and contain myself really well, but not that night. And the whole thing, it just takes one night to really fuck you over, so you just really have to handle it delicately, be around people you really like, care about, or it just, setting doesn't really particular matter because you're like comfortable.
Yeah.
So
I think that's one of those things is with any of those, you just being in the right place is the key.
Yes, 100%.
And also being with
Orange
either
juice.
with the right people, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Orange juice is the
or
key.
being by yourself.
Yeah.
I do it. I've only done it alone.
Oh man.
And it's always been a blast.
Try
except
doing
that
it in a
last
stadium with 10,000 people.
Yeah, that's not what I.
No.
You're like Terminator scanning faces.
I do want to do the thing you told me where you told me to take like one tab or half a tab and then go out and hang out with people.
Take like half tab, go to the bar. You drink like a fish, dude. Like it's literally, you can drink all night and still maneuver at the end of it. Everyone's wasted and you still talk to chicks and hold conversation. It's awesome.
Like,
And there's
yeah,
no acid. There's no
hold my
acid
boobs
dick.
pretty
There's a
good.
coke dick. There's no acid dick.
Yeah.
But sex, I can imagine sex being weird on acid.
You have superpowers.
You have superpowers?
You can go forever. You make them like come twice and you're like, okay, I guess I'll go now.
You're real?
Thought I was watching porn this whole time. Shit. Oh, fuck, man.
What did I said something to Heather and Tegan yesterday. I was talking to them during our hike. We were talking about weddings. I was like, I want to do a Pink Floyd wedding and just like have a punch bowl and just drop like an eighth of LSD in it. Just everybody drinks the punch. And then we just watch the wall for 4 hours. Just watch the wall on repeat.
I think at a party where everyone's doing it would be hella fun.
That'd be,
Everyone's on that level.
as long as everybody had already done it before.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
It'd be a weird. I can only imagine, like, because everybody trips differently. I can only imagine, like, everybody would section themselves off into, like, little cliques.
Yeah.
You'd have the people that would sit there and watch, like, Bob Ross. Then you'd have the people that were, like, trying to play Mario Party. Then you have people playing guitar. Then you just have the one dude sitting in the dark. The orgy section. You have Graham screaming in the closet. Sorry for people that have headphones on.
R.I.P. headphone music.
Just look at these coats.
Oh, it's so soft. I can just look at it and I know what it feels like.
I'd just be sitting there with a blindfold on, just listening to everything going on.
No one told me how soft this doorknob is.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
that'd be fucking bananas. But yeah, it's something to
It's too
very
funny.
take lightly and definitely be careful about because you can overdo it very easily when it's extremely small substance.
Yeah, that's the scary thing too. Is it's
You can overdo it really easy.
yeah,
I
and
think with anything, you can
somebody
do
was telling me next time I do acid, I should smoke weed on it, but I don't know if I want to do that.
It's awesome, dude. Like literally, you just feel normal. Honestly, I've never really wanted to do whippets until I was freaking out because everything slows down. Like sometimes when I was freaking out and having a bad time, shit just like speeds up and like have 9 emotions happening at once. But smoking weed just kind of like you can smoke nonstop and you can drink nonstop.
Cigarettes,
Seems like a waste.
cigarettes,
Seems like a waste of shit, of resources.
cigarettes are great, or vaping is great too when you're on LSD. I remember the time I ran into Cass, where I had to go out and get cigarettes. I was watching Tombstone when I was tripping, and
No.
yeah, I remember I was smoking a cigarette on the way home, and like my smoke was like pixels. It was like pixelated, and then I was vaping in my room. And it was like, I would blow the cloud, and it would be a cloud, and then, cause you see patterns. It's fucking the craziest shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like geometric patterns.
Yeah, and my cloud would just turn into just, like that fucking video we watched, the stop motion thing, where it breaks down into like squares and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Remember one of the times I did it, that was the first time I did it, I was calling one of my coworkers, Alex, about it. And cause I had never done it before. And he was giving me all this advice before work and stuff, and he was telling me about it. And he's like, dude, if you have any questions, just call me. I'm going to be up all night. So I'm like, all right. So I called him. We had a half hour, 45-minute long conversation about the universe and stuff. This is as I'm coming up. Never done it before. And, so I had, like, NBA or Madden on. I'm talking to Alex. We're just talking. And I look over and he's still talking and I stop talking. And I'm just staring at the wall, you know? And I had like, I don't know if it was, what was on my wall, if it was dust or cum or spiders. I don't know what it was, but my wall was like changing. Like my wall was like dancing for me. You know? And, I just remember the last thing I said to Alex before my trip finally fucking took off. I was just like, I gotta call you back. I'm gonna stare at my wall for a little bit. He just starts dying. And,
at least you were like up front with it.
Yeah. But then I remember, somebody, this is before I had my Xbox, cause I still had a PS2 at this point. Mm-hmm. This was last June. And so I had my PS2, but all I played on it was like survival horror games and Madden and NBA. So I get on 4chan, which was a great idea. And I tell people that I'm tripping on acid, and I'm like, what game should I play? And I listed a bunch of games. And they're like, you have Silent Hill 2? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, play Silent Hill 2 right now. So I did. Tripping on acid, first time in my life. Had headphones on, playing Silent Hill 2. And it was the most difficult experience of my life. Oh, it was the third one. The one where you're in a mall. You ever play it?
Yeah.
You're in a mall, and to get to each zone, you have to like navigate through the mall. I could not figure out for the life of me where to go. And I remember I got frustrated, went to bed, woke up, went to play it again. I had like 4 hours of playtime, but I had nothing accomplished.
You probably like immediately figured out where to go.
Like
there's an arrow, like it just shows you where to go.
Every enemy in the mall was dead. Like there was no zombie dogs or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And I was literally 4 hours of playtime. Nothing was done. I had no items. I had no map. I just had like a crowbar and like a pistol.
Going up, touching the wall.
Yeah, but at least it was fun.
It was fun. It was a good time.
At the time.
That was the one time 4chan ever gave me good advice.
I can't really like be around. I don't like playing video games when I'm at that level. I like watching Planet Earth. I mute it and I play music, and it's the best music video you'll ever jam to because it's fucking leopard chasing a sheep and like the circle of life or whatever fucking song.
Bleed by Meshuggah.
Oh, man.
It's either that or the Lion King soundtrack.
Honestly, play Grateful Dead to it, and it made sense. If you were high enough, you could correlate. You're like, yes, this is perfect timing. I was supposed to play this song to this at this specific time because of that.
It's
like the Dark Side of the Moon.
With Wizard of Oz.
I've never done that, but
Me either.
I don't know. I feel like it's probably not even real. Because
I don't know.
I feel like people are exaggerating. Should do it though. We should do a companion.
Let's send it.
We should watch it and do a podcast during it.
Somebody was telling me that mushrooms. I gotta do mushrooms. I haven't done mushrooms in like 3 years. I'm not a fan of mushrooms. How do you feel about them?
They're hit or miss for me. If I'm in the right place, the right people are good. But the only thing I don't like about them is the body effect.
Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm moving.
I'm either mad energy and I have Hulk strength, or I can't move to where I feel extremely fatigued to where I have to lay down or just chill.
Yeah.
And sometimes it hits me in waves.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't done too much or whatever, but they're healthy for you apparently. I mean, it's food poisoning technically for your body, but it's almost like a purging system because the morning after mushrooms, you take a gnarly shit, and it's nice. You feel better.
They're actually researching using mushrooms for people with PTSD and anxiety disorders and stuff.
Absolutely. They started doing. My buddy who I work with told me that in London they're doing microdosing LSD studies and stuff like that. And since it's technically not legal, it's kind of more of like a documented experiment type of thing as you submit. In California, a few years ago, they tried using low doses of MDMA, ecstasy, for people with autism to help them overcome barriers and stuff like that faster.
To be like less
to be able to overcome the wall.
Climb over that wall. Go to Mexico.
Just give a little autistic kid like 5 hits of acid. They're like, climb it.
You can do anything.
Let's get a grizzly bear. You know our grizzly bear hypothetical with the toddlers from like 8 years ago?
How many toddlers would it take to take down a grizzly bear? And there's like a grid full of 100 toddlers and be like 1 through 8, go. We don't have time for your shit.
It's like, so first we're gonna send one. We'll send one at first. And then the next round we'll send 2.
Yeah.
Next round send 3, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
How
many toddlers does it take to kill a grizzly bear?
How many toddlers would it take? How many waves?
I mean, really, you just got to wear him out. Like, his cardio is the question, you know? Like, it's not like...
He's pissed. He's bloodlusted.
Right. Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I feel like he'd get gassed. He's like Lesnar, you know what I mean? Like
Brock Lesnar.
Going into the third round. Third round Brock Lesnar. I mean, at some point, the little kids are going to win. 'Cause, I mean, how long can he hold them off for, really, though? At some point, the kids are going to get to him. Mm-hmm. You know,
send all of them at once.
But then, what do they do? What do they do when they get to him and he's exhausted? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. How are they going to know how to kill him? They're going to have to just suffocate him or something. You're going to have to send in like he's going to have to be tired. Then you send in like 50, and then they just pile on top. And this
is like I think we're talking like. A lot of kids are dead at this point.
It's a factorial. It's a factorial. Because like when we get to wave 50, we had already sent like, you know, a wave of 49 and a wave of 48, 47. Yeah. We're talking thousands.
I'm talking jumbo shrimp, man.
Because I mean, I'm thinking he's probably taking them out. He's taking some of them out with like one swing, like multiple with one swing.
Yeah,
swing
like easily. And he's probably knocking some into other ones, killing them.
And like you got to think, they're 4-year-olds. They're not very fucking, you know, mentally tough.
Yeah.
They're going to walk in and see a bunch of other dead 4-year-olds.
I mean,
and a fucking monster.
Yeah, exactly. And
we have
agility-wise, there's a big difference.
How many elderly men does it take?
1. Dude, he would figure it out like instantly.
Yeah, 60-year-old dude.
If you had like an 80-year-old World War II veteran with a fucking walker.
He's like, I've been in the shit.
He's like,
Charlie.
I remember when I killed your grandfather. Fucking shit-talking the bear.
That reminds me. Have you seen The Hateful Eight?
Oh, fuck yeah.
That reminded me.
Oh, my God.
So good.
He took my big black dingus.
He would just tell him a story and put him to sleep.
And then he'd snap his neck.
Yeah.
Charlie and the brown bears ain't too different, son.
Talk about back in his day, all the shit that would have happened. That's all you gotta do.
Back in my day, grizzly bears were twice your size.
Yeah, uphill both ways.
Yeah, grizzly bears went uphill both ways to eat Tyler's.
Oh, fucking A, boys. Fucking A. Oh, yeah. I recently went to the DMV this morning. It was actually nice. I got out within 30 minutes. I instantly just thought of Beetlejuice when I went in. Instantly.
What's funny is, like, I feel like...
What's the context? I don't think I've ever seen
Beetlejuice. Honestly, I saw it for the first time. My girlfriend showed it to me because she's older than me, and she's like, you have to see it because you will miss out on so many jokes if you don't. And it's basically when you die and you go to purgatory, life in between death.
Mm-hmm.
It's the DMV. You take a number and you wait for someone to deal with you and all this other shit.
Beetlejuice is that guy. They say his name 3 times.
Yeah.
I must have seen it when I was young.
It's actually really good. He's like,
also the guy that was on Howard Stern.
He's like a tweaker before people knew what tweakers were. He's really good. Oh, yeah.
This is your brain on drugs.
Oh, fucking A. Thank you, Captain Lawrence Brewing Company for the Powder Dreams, and Samuel Adams for the Samuel Adams, Samuel Summer Dankness.
Yeah, shout out to Sam Adams.
I would like to get a shout out to my sponsors, Burger King, Wendy's.
Dude, have you seen commercials lately? We were fucking talking about this yesterday.
I know, they were just talking shit about
Dude, commercials are just smear campaigns now. Yeah. They had the Wendy's commercial that just talks shit about McDonald's. Mm-hmm. And then,
honestly, they're pricier, but I'll go Wendy's over Mickey D's.
Subway was talking shit.
Subway was talking shit. That was the other one.
I like Wendy's, but I think Burger King's the best one.
Last time I had Burger King, I was disappointed.
Little Caesars, dude.
Yeah, you can get the most bang for your buck, especially when the garlic pizzas when you're baked.
The fucking pizza portal is so fucking cool. Have you used that yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God.
It's like pre-ordering.
It's so
Caesars.
cool. You don't have to talk to anybody going into that place. You literally
It's all
you
machines.
do it on your phone. You order it and you charge your credit card, and then you go in. They give you a number. They push you a notification. They're like, "Yeah, your pizza's done," and then they give you like a 3-digit number and a QR code or whatever. You just walk in and you go up to like this big like vending machine thing, and you either scan the QR code or you put in the number. And the compartment opens, and your shit's in there.
What?
And you just grab it and leave.
What? You can be
sick.
fucked up, not have to talk to anyone?
You don't have to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
It's like delivery food, but you pick it up.
Yeah, that's
It's
what it
like
is.
delivery. You pick it up.
Yeah, it's like pickup.
That's actually pretty good, man. I like that.
It's
Little
pretty cool.
Caesars in New Mexico, they had green chili on their pizza. I don't assume you guys know what that is, but it's really good.
The
Try
fuck?
it.
You said green chili?
Yeah, dude.
Like the pepper?
Yes. It's a chili, not a pepper. But it's not as intense as a jalapeno.
Wait. It's chili or a pepper? It's a chili pepper?
It could be both.
It's a green.
It could be a hybrid.
A chili is a pepper.
It's a
isn't it?
bisexual
Yeah.
edible
It's an
vegetable.
interdimensional chili pepper. Making all your pizzas hot.
But it's better than jalapenos, as in it's not as spicy. It's more of a... Imagine jalapenos as a slap to the face. Green chilies is more of like a low blow to the gut. Kind of a hit.
Wait,
And
so it's
spice
worse.
wise.
It's spicier then.
Yes
I would
and no.
rather get
I
slapped
don't
in
know.
the face
Yeah, I
than
feel like
punched in
with
the
the
gut.
slap in the face, you know what's coming. With
A low
blow,
blow.
it's like
When someone makes fun of your mom when they're not there to defend themselves, you're like, that was a low blow.
Oh,
dude.
a low
That's
blow.
like-
I thought you
that's
meant
like-
getting punched.
Well, yeah, imagine both. At the same time. It's like, let me talk about your mother. Boom!
yeah, that's what it is. Though.
Sorry. I mean, it's a touchy subject.
Touchy
Touchy
topic.
touchy subject for everyone when you involve your mother. I'm sorry, boys. Oh, fucking A. Send me that up summer ale. Get it while it's still here. Summer's ending.
Get it while it's hot.
Get it while it's warm. Piss on the bottle first, then open
We'll
it.
have it in the portal.
Yeah, because you definitely don't want them cold.
No, I only
That would suck.
I microwave all my beers. That's
only-
why. That's why I only buy my beers from microbreweries.
You guys want to go out drinking later? Yeah, I'll microdose some beers.
We should order some pizza portal.
Doing shots of beer at the bar.
I'm down for pizza portal.
I wonder if because that thing's definitely like heated. It's got like a bunch of different like compartments in it for like all the orders.
What if my phone dies and I don't have my number? Just go talk to someone and be like, hey,
Yeah, I think you probably do
unlock
that.
this shit.
It's cool because you go in and your name's up there on the screen. It's like everybody knows that you ordered pizza.
With your address and phone number? Yeah.
It's got your
Social,
name, your
your
address,
social security card, blood type,
Fucking A.
political party.
Yeah, and your headshot.
Cultural background.
favorite
fucking
flavor.
A.
Favorite flavor of Snapple.
Yeah,
Just get
Peach.
really specific.
Peach. If you mix peach tea with Jack Daniels, it's actually surprisingly good.
That's got to be a Southern thing.
I went to Ruby Tuesday and they had it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll try it. It's really good. So try it. Well, boys, all this talk about food is kind of getting me hungry.
I know.
and,
I'm getting fucking starving.
kind of going to finish this beer and call her quits.
That's a wrap.
Yeah.
I'll put a mouthpiece in and I'll roll
Would you
it
be able to
tight.
drop me off again, bud?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Not a chance.
Well, boys, thank you for having me on.
Good
It's a
talk.
pleasure.
Alrighty,
As always.
man. Yep.
Adios.
It's always fun. Take it easy, guys.
Joydicas. Shout out to Joydicas 2018.
We'll be back. Are we doing the football show tomorrow? I get out at 3.
The football show?
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday.
Yeah, we were drunk yesterday.
That's a good point. We were gonna do 2-hour Tuesdays where we do all of our
Oh yeah, we could
predictions.
start doing that. At
Our
some point.
predictions. We recap the weekend and then we do our predictions for the next week.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we don't go off on football tangents during every episode
Because we do.
because we do every time.
I mean, we have to.
I should watch football more.
Yeah,
That's I think if I hang out and drink with some friends that watch football, it would make it more enjoyable.
dude.
Kinda like
Last
NASCAR.
night was so fucking fun, and it was just 3 of us. It was just
Kinda like-
me. It was me, Seth, and Sean.
Kind of like watching racing. I need to have a beer in my hand for it to be more enjoyable
Yeah.
and tolerable.
I feel weird not having headphones on now.
I just threw up a little in my mouth.
Well, on that note, boys.
To just always have headphones on.
Well, folks, catch you later. Good tuning in. Thank you for having me on, boys.
Deuces, everybody. Clear Shots is available on any of your favorite podcast platforms. ClearShotsPodcast.com is the best place to find all of our social media links. You can find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at ClearShotsPod. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.